downward facing dog. Now there's quite a few options, but I'm going to show you 3 options today. The first one is using a chair. So have that close by and maybe try this first. The next one will be on the wall and then on the floor. You can choose whichever variation of downward dog that works for you. Not one's better than the other, they're different. Depending on any aches or pains perhaps in wrists, knees, back, you can choose your own version. Okay, feet hip distance, turn towards your chair. Finding neutral pelvis and spine, finding your mountain shape. Activating through soles of your feet, growing tall through your spine as you inhale. As you exhale, breathe down towards your feet. When you're ready, bring your hands to the back of your chair. Walk back as far as available so that you are in roughly a 90-degree shape, that your knees can be quite soft. Yeah, you've got space to bend and extend. And from here, activate through your palms, open your armpits and lower your chest down, keeping a slight bend in your knees. Try not to lock your knees and snap them back, always keeping a micro bend even if you're quite flexible. Couple of really big breaths here for 3. Now if you're hypermobile, really flexible, we really want to focus on not lowering your chest too much. So we want to engage and stabilize through your shoulders. Remember to zip up through your ribs, and it's more your chest lowering down a little bit, and you might feel your shoulder blades activate. Last breath in, big breath out. Bend your knees, walking forwards, roll back up. There we go. Option 1 with a chair. Option 2, you do the same thing with the wall. Palms about chest height, walk back and lower yourself down. Maybe staying there for 3, maybe for 2, for 1, bend your knees, roll back up. Awesome. Roll out those wrists, give yourself a wiggle. We're going to come down onto the floor, onto your mat, if you have one, or carpet, whatever it is, maybe a towel placed on the floor. Just make sure it's not too slippery. Perhaps you inhale, lift your arms, and then you roll down through center. And walk your hands and lower your knees, coming into your tabletop. From your 4-point kneel or tabletop, your hands are underneath your shoulders roughly, your knees are about hip distance. Tailbone to head really long, so reach the crown of your head forwards. Zipping up through your center. This generally works for most people, so see how you go. You tuck your toes under, and then you float your knees off as you inhale. Float your knees off a little bit or a lot, and then pull your toes forwards, activating, pushing the floor away. As you exhale, send your hips up and back, open your armpits, keep your knees quite bent to start with, and lower your chest down and back towards your thighs. Now we're all a little bit different here, so if you've got longer arms or legs, or shorter arms or legs, you can choose, hey, do you want to go a little bit longer? Do you want to go a little bit closer? Your feet, though, and hands are about shoulder and hip distance, because then you're quite steady. And then imagine that you're being pulled up by your hips, up and back, or your tailbone is trying to reach towards where the corner of the wall meets the ceiling. And you're pushing the floor away, drawing your shoulders slightly away from your ears, ribs in. Doesn't matter if your heels don't touch down. Our focus for downward dog is a really long spine. So can you inhale, push the floor away, exhale, maybe send those hips up and back a little bit, activating through your arms and upper body. How tight are the back of your legs? Maybe pedal your feet out, lifting one heel at a time, bending one knee at a time. Maybe rocking your hips side to side if that feels good for you. Really welcome to do any movements here. And then to find a little bit more length in the back of your legs eventually, you can bend your knees quite a lot, sit your hips back, and then exhale, try to straighten your legs. Remember, the focus is not so much whether your heels touch down, but it's that long spine. So you might try it one more time, bending your knees, sending your hips back, and then just lengthening your legs only as far as comfortable. Notice how this feels in the back of your legs, in the back of your body. How are those wrists going? Maybe 3 more breaths, 2 more breaths, 1 more breath. Bending your knees, looking forward slightly, walking your hands and feet in and rolling up. Take your time. Thanks for giving downward dog a try. Remember, always choose options that work for you.